Hey, 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 fierce ladies and firearms enthusiasts. Welcome back to Liberty Lipstick and Lead, the podcast where we're locked, loaded, and ready to empower women in the firearms world. I am your host, Ursula Ann, and today I have another special guest joining us. In this episode, I am thrilled to sit down with Bea from Carry Girl Gear. She is the brains behind the operation, a female entrepreneur who's carving out a stylish niche in the firearms industry. So grab your favorite firearm and holster because Bea is about to share her journey, insights, and some exciting news about Carry Girl Gear. You won't want to miss this episode of Liberty Lipstick and Lead.
One time out of two.
One time at band camp.
50% is a great ratio.
Yeah, I mean, not bad at all.
We pay 50% more grocery price now.
Dude, for real. That part is crazy.
Ding.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Liberty Lipstick and Lead. Today, I have the amazing Bea from Carry Girl Gear. Bea is the founder of Carry Girl Gear and a female veteran-owned company dedicated to providing custom apparel and accessories for bold Christians who want to profess their faith in God and support the Second Amendment. Bea, it's so nice to have you on. I love it.
I'm really excited to be here, and it's my pleasure to be here. I've been a longtime fan of yours. Of course, we're bestie boos. Yes.
This is great. I'm so excited. I've been wanting to chat with you again ever since we had our first little dabble where you made those amazing t-shirts for me. I'm actually making one right now.
They're still rolling on. They're still rolling out of the shop. Yeah, girl.
Yes, they are. One of my favorites here. So, nice. We're going to get right into it today. I'm so excited to have you on. So I understand that your journey started way back when in the finance industry, yes? And you started this as a way to, I don't know, I'm going to say bridge the gap, have a different life outside of that, empowering women, but also making kick-ass gear. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yes. I was in the finance area for 12, 13 years. I would literally be at my desk looking for a paper clip to injure myself to get out of that job. Like I just did not like it. It was like just one of those like work for the man kind of jobs where it was just like, it was hard to get there every day. And so one day I came home and talked to my husband. I was like, I have this idea that I want to be one of the first places where women can find gear that they can wear to the range and feel cute. They can start conversations with their t-shirts. And he just said, go for it. So I went for it. And it was a hard, long start because when you start talking about guns, people don't like it. Big surprise. So people didn't like it. They still don't like it. But I just started out. What it came from was I would go to gun shows all the time with my husband, all the time. And they would slap a pink shirt up there on one of the tables in guy sizes in this horrible fabric and call it a female shirt. And so I'd go there and I'd be like, there is not one thing here for women dedicated for women. And I was like, okay, I want to change that. Yeah. So I just started out literally on my kitchen table on my laptop and was like, okay, let's just dump my 401k into this idea.
Oh my gosh.
What? And it just became, and it really did spiral and it became something really fast. And that being said, I really think it was needed. There was nothing in the industry where girls could go and get range gear that was actually tested out by a female, to get t-shirts that were made for women and not a guy's t-shirt made in the color pink, where you could get cute stuff and look cute at the range and still be a baddie. And that was the goal at first for Carry Girl, was just to get women represented in a company and not just the big names out there that have a few t-shirts in what they call their women's department, where they really just take their men's designs and put them on a V-neck shirt that comes in size small to XL, which not many girls are that size. So it's where it came from. And it just, here I am. It's been, in July, it'll be 6 years.
Wow. That's
I know.
amazing.
What
And
in the...
exploded.
It did, but then we hit like a real stall.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this administration has stalled us. They have punched us right in the face. Because last year and this year, not only are we talking about guns, but we're also talking about God. That's two subjects they hate, right? They hate God and they hate guns. And that's what we want to talk about. And we won't stop talking about. No, never. So we have this like constant battle. And I know that you and a lot of people are facing at this day and age. This administration is doing really everything they can to shut down companies and voices like yours and voices like mine that just want to make sure that women are protected. They can protect their families. They can protect their communities. They can be in their communities and be able to protect them safely. And also share the gospel, which is part of Carry Girl now. And we've introduced the Grace Collection, which is really important to me and dear to my heart. We also have a men's line that came out called Seven Armors, which is dedicated to the man of God. And it's just a mission of my husband and I's to share the gospel, but also our God-given right to protect ourselves. Absolutely. With whichever means we want, whether it's carrying a firearm or taking a self-defense class or going to the gym and being able to go into a locker room and not change next to a full-grown man with an erection. That's not something that I think that needs to be spoken about. Absolutely. And social media just doesn't like that. So we are in a constant battle, and the economy is killing us. And I know small businesses are hurting, and the Americans, that they don't care about American small businesses. They don't care about us at all. Actually, they want us to fail. That's what I believe, truly believe. So yeah, it's a struggle every day, but we won't stop. Mm-hmm. We get up every day with prayer and knowing that we are going to kick some butt today. And that's our goal every single day.
I love it. That's incredible. So aside from the fact that you do produce your very own t-shirts and gear and all these other things, you also are an NRA certified instructor. You actually teach women how to, get back into it, or as a beginner, come and learn for the first time. Tell me how that works.
I actually became an NRA instructor, and not on the firearm side, but the situational awareness side, because I was dealing with Carry Girl. I was dealing with so many women who were way far away from getting on the range. They needed to have it up here first. So I started teaching that situational awareness classes with the NRA because I thought it was important for women to find that awareness, because you can carry around a firearm and it's just a paperweight. If you don't know where you are, what you're doing, and it comes down to even how you walk down a hallway and get into an elevator. So it's important for women to know about their homes and home safety plans for their families. If there's a fire, if there's someone breaks in, it's important for them to know situational awareness, not just when they go outside, but when they're at home. So we would deal with like safety plans and things like that women could make specific for their families, the layout of their homes, down to their meeting places. We would go around their homes to make sure the lighting was good. Did they have bushes in the right places underneath windows? It is such a great starting point for women and it empowers them. So like, they get that little taste of, okay, I can do this. I can protect myself. I have this going for me. I have the right lighting outside. My family is set up. We have flashlights and batteries and a meeting point in our home where if something happened, that's where we're going to go. We have a plan A, we have a plan B, we have a plan C, and we're practicing. Yes. We're practicing in our home on how to do that. We're doing it regularly. So we're getting our kids involved. We're getting our elderly family members involved. Everyone's involved. If you live in the home, you're involved. So this gives women a sense of empowerment that when they do decide to take a firearm and step onto the range, they're going in there already with a confidence. Mm-hmm. They're going in there with some sort of a boost that can help them feel more confident. So they're not just walking onto the firearm range. Oh my God, what am I doing here? I want to leave. I feel uncomfortable. I've never shot a gun before. It's a great starting point. I urge women who who want to get a firearm or learn about self-defense to take a situational awareness class. It's super important before the firearm class. And a lot of places do them now. And they can reach out to me at carrygirl.com and I can set you up with an instructor in your area, or you can contact me and I'll help you out and get you into a class, because it's the starting point. Because if you don't have situational awareness and you're just walking around like this with your...
I feel like for a lot of women, that's the number one, like, beginning hurdle, is just knowing what's going on around you, especially with so much trafficking. People talk a lot about child trafficking, which is a huge problem in our country right now, something that is just running rampant. But at the same time, they're not realizing that women are being just lifted right off the street. Grown women are just being taken. Mm-hmm. I've heard so many stories of that, and it literally breaks my heart. I'm like, we aren't safe unless we make ourselves safe. And even in that situation, we have to walk with confidence. We have to, like you said, we have to have situational awareness. But I think that's really the first step, is knowing your surroundings, know your neighbors. Like, community is not just important for, oh, we know the people in our town, or we know who's running for what office. You need to know your neighbors. You need to know what they're doing. You guys need to have a plan, not just for your family, but possibly for your neighborhood as well. Like, it's the things that are happening in our country right now. I really feel like it's the next step to be thinking about.
Yeah.
I saw a video just the other day where grandma was walking down the street with 3 kids, and somebody came up and took one of the kids, and she ran after, and the other 2 were just sitting there. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like having a heart attack just thinking about it. And I'm like, would it have been better if she had, been looking around at least? I mean, me personally, I was like, dude, you're walking with 3 kids. I'm like, you only got 2 hands. So what's going on with that? Right? Moms go to stores. My husband used to watch America's Most Wanted, so I have all these ideas in my head that are absolutely horrible. But I was like, why are you doing this to me? He's like, I need you to be aware. And I was like, okay. He's like, you should probably get a gun in the house. This is years ago. But there's so many situations that you could find yourself in, and more it's happening, especially as all these people are coming across the border.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be the first one to be like, America was made on immigrants, but the way they're coming in right now, I don't think that was the plan. I don't think that's what we were going for.
No.
Y'all need to think about this, right? Like,
no, that's not the plan. I'm in Texas. The good thing about Texas right now is the governor is finally standing up a little bit. For the people trying, I think he's trying his best. He's not always been my favorite, but he's at least standing up. And I will say, I feel like a lot of people will feel this in Texas too. They're going elsewhere. Like, they come in, but then they're going out. They're going somewhere else. So they're going, to y'all. Okay. So I feel like they're coming in, but they're being bussed out, flown out, and not by us, not by Texans. And it's bad down here, but I feel like if we do the right things in November, that we can turn this around. There's just been so much damage that it's going to take a really long time to combat that damage. A lot of people will say to me, like, oh, if we can just get Trump into office, everything's going to change. No. When you have millions and millions of people coming into this country, they don't just leave just because Trump gets in. So it's going to take time for the economy to get back. It's going to take time for the criminal system to get back on track. It's going to take a lot of time and a lot of repair. You don't just snap your fingers on November 5th and we're all good. And that's why I think taking responsibility for your own family and community is vital right now. And that means protecting your home and then building your home. And by building your home, the confidence of the people that live there, supplies, if you need to get supplies, start growing your own food, start stockpiling water. And call me a prepper. Call me prepper crazy lady, but don't come knocking down my door when y'all need a gallon of water. or a snack because you didn't get yourself together.
Right.
So will it help you out? Sure, because I'm a Christian, I'll help you out. But seriously, get some granola bars together, people, before you start coming and knocking on my door for a gallon of water.
Rice beans.
You got to bring some. Yeah, you got to bring some to the party. So, like, people say you're crazy, you're a prepper, you're this, but I'm like,
nah.
I wear my tinfoil hat every day proudly.
Yes.
And whatever. I'm gonna be ready, and I'm also right with Jesus.
Yes.
And that to me is the number one. So getting right with Jesus first, and then putting your house in order too. Number two.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yes.
Your dedication to promoting and educating and supporting women and men in the firearms community is rather inspiring, if I do say so myself.
Aww. I would say the same back to you.
Here? What do you envision for the future of your brand?
If I could get a post to actually go somewhere. So we have Carry Girl gear. We also just started a men's line, 7 Armors, and that's based off in 6'11", putting on the full armor of God. And my husband and I, we just truly believe that men are such an integral part of the destruction of this country. And I'm talking about the absent man. I'm talking about the absent father. I'm talking about the broken family. That has been a slow destruction of the family unit for decades. So we want to make men godly again. That's one of our phrases, is because we need to insert God back into places where we removed it. In the family, men, you should be praying over your family every day. You should know what's going on in your kids' schools. You should be involved in it. Your job isn't just to go to work and bring home a paycheck. You need to start getting involved. It's not just the mother that needs to get back into who's showing up at the school functions, who's doing everything. And that's really happened a lot over the years. And that brunt of everything has fallen on the mother. And it can't be like that anymore. We need men to step up in their families. If you have a daughter and she's changing in a room with a man at school, you should be leaving work and going to wherever your daughter is, picking her up and making a scene. That's not happening. No. So with 7 Armors, my husband and I know I've told you that I know that my husband was very ill in 2022. They said he was going to die. That's what we thought was going to happen. He was on oxygen, had a feeding tube. Like, we were preparing for that. And his father came down and we prayed over him. And in that instant, I knew it was going to be okay. God was there and he healed him. And I'm not talking about a little bit of healing. I'm talking about they used the actual words riddled with scar tissue in his lungs. He would never get off oxygen and his lungs would never repair. Months later, after inserting God and prayer and healing into his healing journey, no scar tissue on his scan. Nothing. Gone. Off oxygen.
No, scar tissue doesn't just disappear.
No.
That's not a thing.
Yeah. When we looked at his x-rays that he would go in for all the time, at that point, you couldn't even see healthy lung tissue. The scar tissue was so bad.
Wow.
And then a couple of months later, so I'm telling you, so what else is it? Change my mind.
Right.
God healed him. God healed him. And so we knew and we promised if he was to heal my husband, that we would dedicate our lives to serving God. And that's when things changed for Carry Girl, 7 Armors, where we decided we need to use these platforms to share the gospel. And that is
something going on with that right now, right? You're trying to donate you're going to donate 1 million Bibles.
Yes, we are. I had a little call from God probably about a month ago that said I needed to do more. And so I started a campaign through Girl Read Your Bible. Girl Read Your Bible is something that we started with it's like a group on Facebook where women come together and can pray for each other, talk about current events, be there for each other. It's just started as a group. Then we had a prayer journal called Girl Read Your Bible. And then I thought, okay, I need to use this platform. So you can donate at carrygirl.com. Even $1 helps. I'm on a mission to donate 1 million Bibles, and I won't stop until I get done. And then I'll keep going, and I'll keep going after that. And the places that we're donating to are women's shelters, pregnancy centers, places where women need the word. The word changed my life, saved me, transformed me. And I want to do that for someone else, even if they just carry it around for years and never touch it. And then they finally touch it. If I can give them that free access to a Bible, and we have enough now to donate 500 Bibles.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. So we're working with some different people. If you have a center near you, please reach out to me, and then we can get some Bibles to you, and you can go and donate them for Carry Girl. That would be great. Anybody out there who has something in their community where we could help to donate to would be super. So that's my kind of mission. God's given it to me, so I have to do it.
Right. Yeah.
So let's do it.
He's like, do it now. And I was like, okay, here we go. I don't know. Let's do it.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to switch gears just a tiny bit because
Let's do it.
This is more of it's whatever I want it to be. It's my podcast. I can do whatever I want. But I want to chat with you a little bit more on the firearm side. So when did you first decide that you needed a firearm? I know there's don't have to elaborate too much, but I'm curious.
I didn't know anything about guns growing up. Mm-hmm. Like, other than the fact that my grandpa had a rifle in the corner of his trailer. Honestly, I didn't really shoot. Wasn't really into that at all. I did have a sexual assault that happened to me in college on campus. And that kind of spurred this I was just not confident. My self-esteem just rock bottom. Mm-hmm. Tailspin into darkness. I met my husband. My husband is a veteran and a former police officer. So you know what the first thing we did? He was like, okay, girl, you need to get it together. He brought me to the range, got me started with my first pistol, my first AR. He's really been an integral part of my training. He's super patient. I'm very blessed that he was super patient. And it brought me back to life, girl. It changed my perception of how I was interacting in public. It changed my perception of how I could just walk around. And it also gave me the confidence to, years later, start Carry Girl, drop my finance career and start Carry Girl. So it stemmed a confidence in me and I know I've seen it in so many women who hit the range for the first time and they shoot that gun for the first time and they're like, an awakening happens like this. I can do this. I'm awesome. Am I a baddie? Yeah, you're a baddie. It changes their whole scope of the way they see themselves and the way how they can protect themselves. So especially with the AR, when women finally shoot that AR for the first time that they've been petrified of, they're like, whoa, I'm telling you, it's something changes in them. Even when I first shot a shotgun, we were doing clay shooting at a range. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, I was nervous. Oh, is it going to hurt? Oh my goodness. I felt awesome. I was like, yes.
It's an amazing feeling. Yeah.
It's so exhilarating.
It's oh, I can do this.
It is. And it just gives you what you were afraid of. That fear turns into respect.
Yes.
So that fear for the firearm, whatever you had, that animosity or whatever you had, that social media or a family member, whoever instilled that fear in you of a firearm, just melts away. And you're like, okay.
That comes with that little
yeah, exactly. And it's a confidence that I don't think goes away. Mm-hmm. Like it's something that lingers into other facets of your life, into business. And
you never forget it.
It is. Right?
And you never forget it. Do it, you know how to do it forever. Yeah.
That's right. But I think that confidence you learn on the range and the camaraderie you get with other women on the range or other men on the range through firearms and through the 2A community at large, that confidence will spill out into whatever else you're doing. Whether you're like doing something for your family or the way that you view your home and your security at home, the way you conduct yourself at work, where you park, it changes everything.
Absolutely. So I feel like I see a genuine like honesty to people who respect firearms versus people who don't. Part of me always wonders, is that because you know somebody can shoot you? Obviously not. But I'm just saying there's a respect there. Like when I used to do karate, I respected my teacher. It's a tool. Like an axe, you don't want to cut your finger off, right? You have to have a genuine respect for whatever it is you're using, right? And I feel like that skill ends up playing into other areas of your life. And when I see all these young people, what is like Autumn's Armory, I was watching her the other day and I was like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. This little kid is just like, oh, this is how I do this. Mm-hmm. How old are you? 10? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she like came out the womb filling mags. Like she was like,
I'm like, were they showing videos in there or something? Because whoa,
she's awesome.
Yeah,
she's awesome.
One of my favorite little people. She's not little, but one of my favorite young humans.
Yes, little.
Very cool. So I have a little bit of a rapid fire round for you. I know I've been on with you for a little bit, so I don't want to keep you too long. But if you're up for it,
hey. Come at me, bro.
For anything. I know you are.
Yes.
So my first question is, how do you balance running a business with your personal life? Like you guys, obviously you're a family, but you work together like all the time. How does that work out?
So my husband and I, we really like each other. So we've been together. Yeah. So we've been together for about 24 years.
Same.
Yeah, about 24 years. Yeah. We really like each other. Also, we don't have children. Okay. So we don't have that stress of kids.
But you have few ministries and...
Yeah, we have 3 dogs. So we decided a long time ago, way at the beginning of our marriage, that we weren't going to sweat the small stuff. Mm-hmm. And then after everything that we've been through, and especially over when he was ill, we have our own things going on. We each have our own responsibilities in the business. And so we just don't. But we also got married later. I was 28. He was 36. Mm-hmm. So we had gone through that immature kind of phases. So we went into the marriage as grown-ups. I suggest it. Wait till you grow up a little bit before you spend the rest of your life with somebody. But yeah, we just make it work. Does he annoy me? Yeah. Do I annoy him? Oh, yeah.
I know I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know what caused it, so, that's how it
Like people and children, I'm like, how are you doing that exactly? Mothers to me,
after the first 2, everything else is just like adding one more on the pile. It's whatever. You just roll with it.
Come on. I don't know about that.
Oh, trust me. It's like, another baby. Okay, cool. One more? All right.
Yeah, I put mothers on a whole nother. I'm not a mother, but I think I mother.
Oh, yeah. But anywho, let me get back to my little questions here. What's your favorite product in the Carry Girl lineup?
I have to say my prayer journal right now. Yeah.
Okay, I'll make it more specific and be, what's your favorite firearms product in the Carry Girl?
Oh, okay.
I think I got my Titan, my Spartan stabby thing from you that goes on my keychain.
Oh, yeah, that stabby thing. I think probably the ditch. Okay, so the K-Bar ditch, I just love that stinking thing. It sells like hotcakes too, which is a plus. But it's a very small blade. It's a curved blade, and you put it on either your boot or you can put it on your belt.
So is that your like go-to piece?
Yeah, it's my go-to stabby. My stabby. Yeah, my go-to stabby because I am a plus size girl too.
Yes.
I don't want to add too much more.
What kind of classes are you offering at the range right now? You're an instructor? Are you still teaching everyone, or?
Because of the different avenues that Carry Girl has gone through and the growth that we've seen, I've had to back away from that. It's probably the saddest part of growing a company is sometimes you have to let go of some things. And I think that sharing the gospel for me has taken a front seat.
Like, do you guys still go out and go to the range weekly, or just like
we try to go as much as we can.
Yeah.
People always say, B, you guys never post pictures of you guys at the range. You never post pictures of you with firearms.
Like, we have
There's a reason. We don't want people to know, 1, what we have, 2, what we're doing, 3, where we live. So we try to keep that private. Obviously, we're advocates and we're doing it. We just try to keep that a little bit. That's just for us.
So what's one piece of advice you wish you had when you first started Carry Girl Gear?
I guess I would say give myself a little more credit. I wish I would have given myself a little more credit, and I wasn't so stinking hard on myself. Like, my skin when I first started Carry Girl was paper thin, y'all. Like, it was paper thin, and you could just poke right through it. Every customer, everything just shot through me, and I just was like so insecure. I was learning this business for the first time. I was learning, like, I was in finance. Like, I'm trying to be a designer now. What's that? So I had to really figure things out, and I was so hard on myself. Like, I just was like, when you start something new, like you started something new, and it's just, you can be so hard on yourself, and you just have to remember that it's okay to fail. And I fail every day. Years later, and I'm still failing every single day. I mess up every single day. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Well, my last little question for you. Can you share a memorable moment or a success story from your journey with Carry Girl Gear?
I think the first thing that comes to mind is that I stayed afloat. I kept going during COVID. I kept going when my husband was sick. I kept going when I felt like I wanted to crawl in a ditch and cover myself with dirt. I kept going. And for me, every day that I got up, especially when my husband was ill, when I had to take care of him at the house with nurses and coordinate his recovery and still run the business by myself and take up the queen role in my home. When the king was down, I had to step up, and I'm still here 2 years later after all that COVID crap, after my husband being ill. That's success to me, that I'm actually still here and still pushing forward every single day, whether I have a sale or not. To me, that's success.
Baby, I'm so glad things are going well for you and you got your account
Thank
back.
you.
B was recently hacked on Instagram. I don't even want to get into that because that's a whole nother thing. Oof. But you powered through, lady.
Yeah, sure. Sure did. And now I'm on God's team. I'm on God's team now. So I know I'm a winner. There you go.
Always be a winner in my book. I love you. So I think,
I love you. I love you big. Super big. You know it.
Wow. It was really fun talking with you. Don't get off. We're not going to get off yet, but I just wanted to end this by saying it was really amazing chatting with you today. Thank you so much for sharing your story and your purpose in life right now and how you guys are working through your ministry and you're giving Bibles away. I think that's just the best thing since sliced bread. So where can we find you?
Yeah, if you can head over to carrygirl.com or 7armors.com for our men's line, you can get all the information about everything we're doing on those two sites. If you go to carrygirl.com, you can even get to 7 Armors. If you just head to that one site and you can get all the information on where to donate and where our podcasts are. Thank you so much for having me on here. It's just been such a pleasure to talk to you. I am in awe of what you do every day. And I think if this sisterhood and the sisters around us keep building each other up like we are, then we will be unstoppable. Seriously unstoppable.
Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of Liberty, Lipstick, and Lead. I appreciate you so much. Please remember to follow, like, and subscribe. And if you enjoyed yourself and found some value, please leave me a 5-star review if you enjoyed today's episode. Until next time, stay empowered and stay safe.